Hello, everyone. Welcome to TripSchool's Industry Spotlight. Today, I'm excited to introduce Jeff Gayduk. He's the president of Premier Travel Media, and he's also now an author. And so we're going to hear a little bit about his journey. Hi, Jeff. How are you?
I'm doing great, Alan. Thanks for having me on today.
Awesome. Well, thanks for being here. We're excited because, you have a book that just came out, but I want to start off basically finding out a little bit about you and what you do. What exactly is Premier Travel Media?
Sure. So we're a publishing company that specializes in the travel industry. Within that, we focus on the niche group travel market. So we have a number of products and services that we provide, from wholly owned publications, websites, newsletters. We do a lot of custom publishing, but the common derivative is that it usually has some sort of a group angle to it. Our flagship product, for example, is Leisure Group Travel, something I started 20 years ago as a tour and travel publication for group leaders and for tour operators, and the brand's really expanded out since that point.
Great. I remember Leisure Group Travel. I was a travel agent a million lifetimes ago, and we used to get that religiously and read it like it was like our Bible. We loved it. So great, great. What exactly do you find in the travel industry right now with the situation we're in? What are you getting from the industry as a whole in terms of a recovery? What is your take on that?
Well, it's hard to start any conversation about travel without feeling a heartache right now, just because it's been hurt so bad. But I think looking forward, everybody's very optimistic. I've been doing a series of interviews starting this summer with tour operators and group leaders, and just getting an assessment of what's happening in their business. And there has been some activity this year domestically, and going forth into 2021, almost everybody's in agreement that there's going to be a lot of pent up demand. People are going to be eager to travel again. And I think most importantly, they want to travel within their bubble. They want to travel with people they know and that they trust. Going out intrepidly and traveling solo, that was a huge trend for a number of years, but we miss our friends, we miss our family, we miss our cohorts. So I think there's going to be really that togethering moment coming out in 2021.
I agree with that. I know that, there are companies that do and specialize in basically packing a motor coach for several days on end with 50 passengers plus. That's kind of their business model. But I know that also in the last few years, smaller group travel has become sort of a trend. And companies that are like maximizing at 35 passengers or even 28 passengers have sort of become a niche sort of market, which people are actually been drawn to. Do you think that that's even going to go smaller now as we open up again in the coming
It's going to have to be, quite honestly, especially as we're still dealing with vaccines and dealing with better therapeutics, is limits of gatherings inside restaurants and museums and such is going to force the industry towards that. And while I think from a profit and loss standpoint from operators, they're going to have to figure out how to manage that. From a consumer standpoint, I think it's actually an advantage. So it's part of the natural evolution of the touring experience in my mind.
So sort of off topic, but I'm curious because you're kind of the eyes and ears of the industry as well. There's been a lot of chatter online recently because Qantas has announced that they're going to require a vaccine to travel on their airline. Do you think that that's going to follow with other airlines, resorts, or even countries?
Yeah, I think your health record going forward is going to be your digital passport. Your immunizations, if you're traveling to a foreign country, you have to have those, right? This is going to be get into certain countries with a specific vaccine card or digital health record. And that's what's going to really get the travel industry going in. That, as well as travel bubbles that are going to be established between certain destinations. And, there's some safety protocols put into place.
Awesome. So your book, Traveling Tribes, that you've just recently finished, that's all about the group leader market. What exactly is a group leader?
A group leader is the head of a entity, whether it's their own independent business or they work for an organization or a cause. And their mission is to create group travel experiences for this group and be the really spiritual leader of the organization. Sometimes they do all of the planning and orchestration of the trip. Otherwise, they would trust a professional tour operator or a travel agency to handle the logistical details while they are the leader of the pack.
And your book, Traveling Tribes, how exactly are group leaders benefited from reading this?
So, one of the cool things over the last 2 decades is I've seen thousands of implementations of successful group travel programs. People that are in the industry typically come to us for resources and ideas and such, and that's what we specialize in. And I've met just tons of great characters throughout this journey. So, my mission was to tell their story about how they came into the travel industry, how they've been successful with it. And it is truly one of the hidden secrets of the travel industry is that people that lead groups, they often travel for free. They often earn some sort of a rebate or a commission, and they're leading a very rich lifestyle off of that just based on their skills and abilities. So it was something I felt I needed to get out to the general public, as this is a great opportunity for any number of different people to take advantage of. And here is specifically based on the knowledge that we have, how to put it all together.
And who would you say is the best candidate to become a group leader? What would be the average group leader's makeup? Are they younger, older, retired?
Yeah, and I think that's really the cool thing, Ellen, is it goes all over the board. Now, the sort of old guard group travel leader was somebody who was entering the retirement years, and they were active in their social, their civic community. But we've seen tons of people come in that are millennials in their 20s and their early 30s, and they're disgruntled with corporate life, and they want to travel, and they have a great personality. They understand technology. So, there's some common ingredients. You have to be a people person. You have to be detail oriented, and you've got to be able to take charge. And if you have those characteristics, you can be successful in leading groups.
For group leaders themselves, the ones I've worked with in the past, they are very organized and detail oriented people. So it's not so much as just having a group of 20 people that want to travel with you and you get to go for free. There's more work involved. You actually have to work alongside, as you said, maybe a tour operator and create the itinerary, go over the details, and everyone kind of looks to you as sort of the leader and the go-to person. So in your book, I see that you have a lot of detail in terms of like how to organize groups, how to get them, how to fundraise, how to do various things. Am I right on that?
Yeah, correct. So we do, it's really the literally soup to nuts process of how groups are formed. I talk about the characteristics, how to develop relationships within the industry, and when to reach out to tour operators, when to work with travel agencies, maybe some things you can do on your own, how to negotiate with vendors. So we don't pull any punches through the process, but you do have to have organizational skills. One of the reasons people are traveling with you is they don't want to handle all the details. So someone's going to have to do that.
I think having a book or a guide to sort of get started in this is really important. The group leaders I've worked with in the past, they range from, just a school teacher who does a school trip with her kids every year. And then I've seen that teacher evolve into then organizing sort of an adult group, maybe once a year to go on a fun trip, maybe to Italy or to Spain. And so they've taken those group leading skills from taking students to now actually taking adults and really going on trips that they wanted to do for, that's been their dream trip, I guess you'd say. And being a group leader helps you to do that because, like you said, you get to go free. In other words, every company has sort of a minimum requirement for a free spot. So, sometimes it's just 6 people. You can get 6 people, you go free. If you get 12, there's 2 free spots and so forth. So, you can take your spouse or a friend or a family member. And you get to pick the destination. You get to kind of choose where you want to go. So it can be really an exciting life if you can become, a pretty popular group leader. People want to follow you because they trust you, but also you get to go and see the world. Your book is an important part in that, in learning how to do that. What inspired you to write the book in the first place?
Honestly, it was the people that have done this and all these stories that have come across my desk and all the interviews that I've done, the calls, the conversations from people that have come out of nowhere and have kind of bumped into this business, or they worked at a bank and the bank travel club leader was retiring. So they said, well, you're good with customers. Why don't you do this? And they opened up an entirely new lifestyle. But there is no course, there's no college program about how to lead groups. So it's something that I felt needed to be communicated to the general public. This is definitely a newbie release type guide. And I think that if you have the characteristics that we talked about earlier, and you take the steps that we talk about in the book, you can start launching group travel programs, and you can, have memorable experiences with your family and with your friends and with your cohorts, and you're the one that's responsible for that. So it's a real special life that a lot of people lead that do organize groups, as you mentioned. And if I can expose some more people to that, I'll consider it mission accomplished.
That's amazing. I think everyone's already ready. I'm ready to become a group leader. I want to travel around. What if I want to purchase your book? How do I do that?
We're promoting it directly off the leisuregrouptravel.com site. You can type in leisuregrouptravel.com, traveling tribes, or you can just go to the website, and there's plenty of ads and promotion around that, or in that search bar, just type in traveling tribes, and that'll drop you right over to the book page.
Awesome, Jeff. Well, we'll definitely put the link in our description page on the YouTube channel. So for everyone's out there looking to travel the world for free or even get paid at it, make sure you check out Jeff's book, Traveling Tribes. Jeff, thank you so much for joining us, and I look forward to finishing the book.
Thanks, Alan, and great to be on today.
Awesome. Thanks for joining us. Remember, guys, make sure you subscribe to our channel for more up-to-date industry spotlight news.